Coming at you live from Master Roshi's Gap Tooth. It's the Dragon Balls Deep podcast with Drew, Dev, and Adam.
Alright, and from the corrections department, back in episode 1, we mentioned that Master Roshi's brother was the Crane Hermit, and that is not the case. They were actually just friends and training partners, and Crane Hermit's brother was, what's his name? Mercenary Tao.
Yes.
So, mistake on our end, and take it away, Crime.
Dragon Ball Z, Episode 4, Piccolo's Plan. Originally aired on May 17th, 1989 in Japan, and October 4th, 1996 in the US. The show picks up directly where the last episode left off, with Goku and Piccolo facing off against Radditz. Radditz says that they should make a game out of the fight, since Goku and Piccolo's power levels are more or less equal. He so brilliantly calls this game, "Which of you can last against me the longest?" Just rolls off the tongue. The rules of this game are...
I was going to say, it definitely sounds like a good one.
The rules of this game are... Radditz causes them both a great deal of pain, and they writhe around in agony. The loser is the first to beg for mercy. It doesn't sound like a very fun game. And also, what does the winner get?
The winner gets to compete in the showcase on The Price is Right.
I just thought he died second.
I mean, I don't. Is there really a winner when you're inflicting pain? Like, it's like when you play.
I guess Radditz is the winner of the game.
I guess
He's making up the rules as he goes along and everything.
And I thought it was worth noting that in the Japanese version, this whole rant by Radditz is non-existent.
Yeah.
Looks like the Americans just took advantage of his face not being on the screen and just added this long speech.
Goku and Piccolo...
I mean,
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, you gotta add in a little extra flavor to the bad guy, make him seem a little more dickish than what he is.
They gotta cut those promos.
Exactly. Need that heat.
Goku and Piccolo just stand there making grunting noises. Piccolo finally says that he would rather die than stand around and listen to Radditz. Radditz responds by calling him Green Man. Racist.
I was gonna say, that's like, whoa, bro, like, that's like the N-word, man. How you gonna call Piccolo Green Man? Like, you're not allowed to say that. Only Namekians are.
Piccolo wants himself and Goku to just attack Radditz together, but Goku first wants to know where Gohan is. Radditz must listen to this show, because when Goku is demanding to know where Gohan is, Radditz replies to him by saying, "Spare me the fatherly dramatics." And I agree, Goku is not fooling anybody.
No. Goku's definitely not up for Father of the Year award.
No, he's not.
No.
Radditz informs them that Gohan has been locked in his space pod. It is at this moment we get a glimpse of Goku flying, so he does know how.
I mean, I guess Nimbus is more for, like you said, like when he's feeling lazy, doesn't feel like flying.
Yeah, I thought maybe he just did that so he could save energy for the fight.
Yeah, I missed that flying. I even went back a couple times because I thought he might be flying, but it was just a jump. But yeah, you're right. He definitely does fly in that part.
The three fighters face off one last time, and then we are live.
I want to point out something real quick. Like, shout outs to fucking Radditz and his leg day, because that dude's quads are just like ripped.
Yeah, he doesn't skip that day.
That dude does not skip leg day.
El Toquinho.
Goku and Piccolo charge at Radditz and attack at the same time. Lots of fast-paced action, but neither can land anything. Radditz lands a kick on both of them at the same time, but they regain control and bounce right back for an attempt at another attack. Radditz then takes to the air, and Goku and Piccolo follow suit. Radditz prepares an attack, and as soon as Goku and Piccolo get within range, he fires 2 energy beams at each of them, which they both just barely manage to avoid. Goku then loses sight of Radditz for a moment, I'm guessing due to the explosions from his attack. Radditz then appears behind Goku and lands another kick to Goku's back that sends Goku crashing to the ground. Radditz then taunts the two by saying that they could at least try and ask if they want him to get bored. Goku struggles to get back to his feet, and he asks if Piccolo is all right. Goku, then shocked at the sight of blood, notices that Piccolo has lost his left arm. Piccolo tells him not to worry about it, and it's not as bad as it looks.
It's only a flesh wound, bro.
Yeah.
It's just a flesh wound, you know? He's like, I'm alright. You know,
before we continue on with this exhilarating fight, I think we missed a key moment right before the fight. A wild Diglett appeared all the way from another way from another franchise to watch this fight. So it's a pretty big deal.
And this was possibly even before.
Damn, let's say Pokemon came out around, around 96, 97 in the States?
I think it was the 90s.
Yeah, let's say it was like late 90s.
Yeah.
Diglett didn't want to miss this dark match, man.
Radditz finds this hilarious, and he makes the joke, "Has anyone seen my arm? You can't miss it. It's green."
Damn, racist. Piccolo's not like that dude in Saving Private Ryan where he's just like, yo, where my arm at? Oh, there it is.
Piccolo doesn't care at all.
So I guess this is either before Piccolo learns how to grow back arms, or maybe it's just too much energy to spend at that time.
No, he definitely knows how. I think that's...
He did it in a Dragon Ball?
I think that, yeah, and I think that he does it here in like the next episode or two. I think that's why he tells Goku that it's not as bad as it looks. We then see a shot of some donkeys eating. Okay. The rest of the gang, that is Krillin, Roshi, and Bulma, are making their way to the fight in Bulma's flying vehicle, or they are at least attempting to. They have no idea where the other 3 are or where they are going. But despite this, Krillin asks Bulma if they are getting close, to which Bulma replies, "I think so." But how does she know this? She has no idea where they are going. She's lying.
I do want to point out one thing though, is that another staple in the Dragon Ball series, the Dragon Ball Z series, is that whenever they whenever there's a moment where you see like the heroes, like the up close, and like how you mentioned they were like moaning and going and growling and shit. That's definitely like one of the things that is a staple in like the American DBZ saga, because like every time like you watch the Japanese and they got like those close-ups of the faces, there's not really like any sound, but in the American version they're all like
yeah, they make a lot of noise.
Yeah.
And from what I remember, there's not really music in those scenes either. It's like more like a silent dramatic effect they're going for in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Bulma then says that she has a terrible feeling about this. Does this mean that Bulma jinxes them? Is this all her fault?
Her spidey senses be tingling.
Back at the fight of the century, Piccolo says that if Goku has any new techniques he's been working on, now is the time to use them. He doesn't, but it turns out Piccolo does. Goku asks if Piccolo's new attack will work, and if he can do it with one arm. Piccolo says yes, but it will take a while for him to gather enough energy to use it. And, about this, Piccolo can regenerate limbs. I'm pretty sure of this. I'm almost certain of this. But, and he does it. When he does it, it's almost instant. So, what is he waiting for?
I think maybe he doesn't have enough energy to regenerate a limb and do another special beam cannon, so he's kind of just holding off.
Possible.
I was just gonna say the attack. The name of the attack was what's coming up, right? He's like, he finally calls it the special beam cannon.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Piccolo tells Goku he needs to last against Radditz for 5 minutes. Piccolo says that he hasn't actually tried the technique on an opponent, and that he was saving it to use on Goku. Goku then charges forward to attack Radditz, alone this time, while Piccolo charges his attack. Goku and Radditz... Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but 5 minutes seems like a really long time in the Dragon Ball universe. Like, that's like a whole saga right there.
Normally, it would be, yeah.
So, like, it seems like unlikely, like, with the power differences between Goku and Radditz, that Goku would be able to survive 5 minutes.
Which he barely does.
Yeah, as to say, like, he barely makes it out.
Goku and Radditz trade blows, with Goku taking the majority of the punishment. Radditz blocks an attack from Goku and counters with a head kick that sends Goku flying. This guy kicks a lot. He's all kicks. I bet his ground game sucks.
Oh, his ground game's probably straight butt cheeks.
Can't stop a takedown for nothing.
Hell no.
Goku takes to the air and prepares to use his Kamehameha wave. Radditz is taken back by the sudden rise in Goku's power level. Radditz claims that Goku can raise his power level by concentrating his energy into one spot. At the same time, Radditz's scouter also picks up on the increase of Piccolo's power as he's charging his special beam cannon. Goku fires the Kamehameha wave, and Radditz attempts to flee on foot. I don't like his strategy here.
Nah, he's definitely going with the Caleb Stein strategy of just running around. Shout out to Caleb Steins and Nate Quarry.
Don't shout out to him. Goku guides the blast towards his brother, who successfully blocks the attack anyway. Radditz responds with his own energy attack that hits Goku dead on and sends him falling down to the earth. Radditz goes in for another attack, but stops when he remembers Piccolo, who is now fully charged. Radditz says that he has foolishly underestimated these guys, and that he won't be able to block Piccolo's attack. Piccolo then fires his special beam cannon at Radditz, but Radditz manages to dodge the attack, with the only damage being to his shoulder. Piccolo says that this makes Radditz faster than the speed of light. I don't know about that.
I was gonna say, like, that seems like a bit much.
Does he say that in the sub? I'm guessing no.
I
don't think he says anything.
Take a look. I will let you know.
Radditz says how he's going to use the attack he was going to originally use on Piccolo when they first met. He then asks Piccolo if he remembers the name of this attack. Radditz is about to fire his double Sunday, but is suddenly stopped in his tracks when Goku grabs him by the tail. This causes Radditz much pain and renders him useless. Goku asks Piccolo if he can attack one more time. Radditz begins to beg for his life and asks Goku if he's really going to do this to his own brother. Goku reminds Radditz that he kidnapped his son and tried to kill him. Fair point.
I never liked you anyway, little bro, or big bro.
Radditz says that he was just bluffing. Piccolo tells Goku not to listen to him. Radditz says that he didn't mean it, and he swears that he would never hurt his own blood. Goku's dumbass then asks Radditz if he promises to leave if he lets him go, which of course Radditz says yes. Piccolo.
So to jump back real quick, Piccolo's quote when he misses that special beam cannon shot is, "He avoided it. What kind of bastard he is with such speed."
I figured he wouldn't say anything about being faster than the speed of light.
Bastard. I mean, calling him a bastard, that works well enough.
It's kind of
But yeah, getting back to Goku, of course, letting go of Radditz's tail. I'd say that's probably his ultimate flaw in the series. Biggest weakness and biggest strength, if you think about it.
being too trustworthy.
Exactly.
Piccolo points this out pretty soon, or around this time. He says the same thing.
This is I don't know if it's first he might have done in Dragon Ball 2, but definitely first of many in Dragon Ball Z of him letting people off the hook a little too easy.
He does it with Frieza.
Yeah.
And like sometimes it pays off, like with Vegeta, who ends up helping him out a lot in the future and saving the world and whatnot. But most of the time it bites him in the ass.
Oh, it usually always does. Piccolo, being the voice of reason here, yells at Goku that Radditz is just trying to trick him. And, yes, Goku lets him go. So this isn't Bulma's fault, it's Goku's. But this, I guess, is for the best, because if Goku doesn't die, then he doesn't get Kinkai's training.
True.
And I also really don't think Goku thinks these things through, because like if you weigh out his pros and cons, it's like pros, he decides to team up with you or just leave forever. Cons, he kills you, your friends, your family, your son.
Oh, I don't think
everybody.
Goku thought any of this through. Like, did he not think that, like, if Radditz left, like, he wouldn't just come back with Vegeta and Nappa, or...
Did they find out about Vegeta and Nappa last episode?
Actually, I think they find out about it in the next...
In this one?
In either this one or the next episode. But either way, Goku did not think this through.
And that's also definitely a common theme in the Dragon Ball series is Goku really never thinks shit through. He's just like, well, I'm going to beat the hell out of it until either I go down or the guy I'm fighting goes down or somebody comes in and is like, hold on, let me be the voice of reason.
Radditz hits Goku with a back elbow to the face that knocks him down. And then he begins crushing Goku with his foot. Goku's reply to all of this? No fair. Really?
No.
Is this some kind of... Is this a game to Goku with rules and regulations?
If it was a game, I'd say it's perfectly fair. Like, it's like the definition of fair.
Goku thought this was the New York rules. No, where you could, or not the New York rules, the Nevada rules, where you can't knee to the head of a downed opponent. He's like, fuck that.
Pride never die.
Pride never die. Radditz hitting him with them soccer stomps.
Goku begins screaming in pain as Radditz crushes him. Meanwhile, back at Goku's house, what's her name does some stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, we can skip over this part.
Radditz continues to stomp on Goku, causing him to scream. It is getting a little annoying at this point. Radditz actually says to Piccolo, "Why so blue, green man?" I almost turned the show off.
That's where the show is like really gets those, you get those grown moments like, oh, really? You had to go there?
Yes, that's that. Whatever it is.
Racist.
Radditz says, "Time to die," as he prepares the final blow on Goku. But is caught off guard when his scouter goes off and picks up an enormous power level. For some reason, Radditz can't tell where it's coming from. This doesn't make any sense. Now his cheap-ass scouter can pick up huge power levels, but they can't tell where they're coming from. When did this start?
Real quick.
Chalk it up to anime.
It is funny that Chi-Chi is just back at the crib, like making food and doing, housewife stuff, all calm, like da da da. Oh, my son, my son and my husband are out doing whatever, da da da. Who cares?
Meanwhile, they're dying.
Yeah, they're getting the shit kicked out of them, and she's fucking up the spaghetti.
It's not like they have cell phones.
No, they got communicators, though. I thought they had some type of communicators in DBZ.
Goku's family can't afford them.
This is true.
And we know Gohan means serious business right now because if you notice, he left his hat behind.
Oh, right. He takes his hat off.
Uh-oh.
We then see Gohan. Speaking of, we see Gohan come bursting out of the space pod in a fit of rage, and everyone is extremely shocked by this. Then Mr. Narrator comes in to send us off as we get one last look at angry Gohan in the air, looking like he's about to bite someone's face off. And that's the show. Any final thoughts on the show?
I don't think so. It was kind of just another build-up episode.
Pretty much.
There's, as I say, with a little bit of hype moments, like letting us know that, Gohan is definitely up to snuff when it comes to fighting.
In certain situations, we see.
Yeah.
This like, as far as like a real fight goes, this would be like more like the feeling out process. His first couple minutes.
You mean the fight with
Radditz?
Oh yeah, the handicap match.
Yeah.
The backwards booking. If you want to call it that. I mean, yes, compared to fights we get later on in the series, yeah, you could call this just a tune-up.
Except for, as I say, when another thing though, when Piccolo, I love how when Piccolo throws up the special beam cannon, like it grazes Radditz's shoulder and knocks off, messes up his armor and messes up his shoulder.
Yeah.
But the mountain behind him
blows the fuck up.
This big, it just like has this big fucking hole in it.
Chalk it up to anime.
Thank you, anime.
And on that note, we're going to wrap this up. Give us a follow over on Twitter at DBDpod. Come say hello over at the forums at timewasted.tv/forums. And as always,
tune in next time for another episode of Dragon Balls Deep.